Voice of the NFL, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Commanders and the Bears on Thursday night.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Tonight we kick off Week 6 with a great Thursday night matchup between the Washington Commanders and the Chicago Bears. Brandon Gaudin joined as always by Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Bears in this one. They think they can run the football in this one, but there's a group on the other sideline that thinks otherwise.
Yeah, it's always intriguing when you pit an offense against a defense. It seems like they can cancel each other out. We've got a top 5 rushing offense against a top 5 defense. So a lot of times it comes down to execution and maybe a little bit of that, what coaches call want to.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Commanders trot to the field for their first possession, and it's the 7th-year quarterback out of North Dakota State leading the way. His third NFL team, Carson Wentz.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
And no touchdown pass.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
Now a 1,000-yard rusher a season ago, Antonio Gibson with it. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Now Wentz. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's knocking out the first down. They said he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th. So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Bears take over. The Chicago's offense running out, and something they hope to see for years and years to come. Second-year pro Justin Fields leading the way.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
On 1st down, Fields. His throw incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Fields now to throw. Got an open man, it's Pringle. Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Here's Fields. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. On 1st down, Wentz. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And only able able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Wynn's going to try and throw on 3rd. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the save. Roquan Smith. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down.
Probably a little bit of a surprise call there on 3rd and inches that they decided to throw the football. And how difficult is that for an offensive line when they look up and see all those extra bodies coming at them?
Tons of bodies coming in. They get a huge sack there. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Here comes Pettis on the return. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
That was a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end, being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block, and you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
And 6 DBs on the field for Washington on 3rd down. Now Fields. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Now here's Trenton Gill on to punt. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. And he powers his way up past the 30. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now wins. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 47. A give up the middle to Gibson. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Wentz now to throw. And he finds McLaurin. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the draw, it's Gibson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Gibson again. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at about the Bears' 22. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Thomas has got it. Complete. And he's going to have a Commanders first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct? I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Now Wentz. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Thomas. Touchdown! Logan Thomas. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Commanders put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. On first down, it's Fields. Completion here to Claypool. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. Running left, Montgomery. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. The Bears at 0-5, just a dismal start to the year. And they come in the midst of a pretty bad stretch here, losing to 5 straight.
And far be it from me to go ahead and go gloom and doom, right? If they fall down 7-0, 14-0, all of a sudden the cycle starts all over again. So the best way out of this for them, they need something to happen positive early in this game. That's a great way to help break this losing skid.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Play action. It's Fields. He'll buy some time right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down again. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
And here's Trenton Gill now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Carson Wentz leading the Commander offense back to the field. And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they were able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. Yeah, he was looking for the check-up bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. To throw is Fields. Toward the sideline, and he will have the 1st down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. 1, the turnover battle, and the 2nd, 3rd down conversions. So they got 1 there. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. On 2nd down, Montgomery. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Off play action, Fields. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And he is going to lose yardage here. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. And that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I've got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I've got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
To throw again on 2nd down. Fields eluding the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted. ends up falling incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
A minute 52 to play until halftime. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory. That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Wentz now on first down. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down. Throwing is Wentz. Flush to his right, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Wentz and the Commanders staring down a 3rd and long now after that sack. Straight ahead, Gibson. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Bears going to take over now late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. And that's caught inside the 35. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Santos' kick is up and through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Maybe a moral victory of sorts. They're on the board here late in the first half, but this offense just hasn't looked that sharp.
Yeah, but at least they got the 3 points, right? At least that's something to, quote-unquote, hang their hats on and maybe feel a little bit better about themselves as they head to the half.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and CD in a minute. First, it's time to take a look at what we've got coming your way this weekend in the NFL. Plenty to look forward to in that early window. One being a noontime start up in Green Bay. A big one for the Packers as they'll square off against the New York Jets. Excellent games in the late afternoon window as well. One being out in Los Angeles, where it'll be the Rams taking on the Carolina Panthers. And lastly, it's a second straight Monday night devoted to the AFC West. We had the Raiders-Chiefs last week. This time, it's the Broncos and the Chargers from SoFi. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And they've had some success on the ground. And with the lead going into the second half, they'll no doubt be looking to keep it going. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they did even less on the ground as they've struggled to get the run game going.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys to stop trips, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. They juked him. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Montgomery running right. Gets around him. Taken down at the 47-yard line. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll go option to the short side. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That time they pick up a 24 yards on the keeper. First down. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Out of the gun, Fields. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
Here's Fields. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Montgomery is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3. They've got it down to the 3, but now this is 3rd and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They snap it to Fields. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. They try to throw on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Commander defense able to hold. So they finally get their first trip to the red zone, and it ends with nothing.
And that's what I'm going to focus on with you, because you teed it up really well. Finally get to the red zone. So there's got to be a little bit of frustration because they haven't moved the ball as well as they wanted to all game. Now they get there, but we got to go for it because we don't know if we're going to get back here again. We don't know how many opportunities because they've been sputtering a little bit.
Absolutely. At this stage in the second half, to get there and not get it for the first time, tough. They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll go again with Gibson. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. Wentz. Open man here. Sims complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Throwing on first is Wentz. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that could spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Gibson here running out of the gun.
And a nice run past the 30-yard line there.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and the Bears are going to take possession of the football.
Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
But now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Well, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Toss left to Montgomery. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down.
Fields now to throw. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack.
And you get the feeling, Charles, yeah, he's got the 2 sacks now, but he may get more here. He's still got a quarter and then some to go.
And the way that he is playing this game, it reminds me of one of the best golfers in the world who can use every club in the bag and make a great shot. That's what he's doing with his pass rush moves right now, showing a little bit of everything. They have no way of stopping him.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
So here is Washington now to take over.
They've dropped 4 straight games coming into this one, remember, but they have the lead here.
Wentz bringing the Commanders out for 1st and 10.
At their own 28-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Thomas brings it in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The end result, 21 yards.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. On 2nd and 11 now. Wentz. He gets it to Sims, complete.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Holding, offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
A handoff for Gibson.
And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz.
That's out to the flat for Gibson.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 3 yards, all they can muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's Tressway now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
A shotgun snap, Fields.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Wentz.
And Thomas has it.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football and be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Wentz now on 1st down.
Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
From the 39, Wentz. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Roquan Smith in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Wentz and the Commanders staring down a 3rd and long now after that sack.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this will stay a 4-point game.
This was still going to be a one-score game either way, but still, that's a potentially harmful miss here in the fourth.
It certainly is, because if you consider that now if they give up a touchdown, they give up the lead. So he might be getting the side eye by the defenders coming out on the field now as he goes back to the bench after that miss.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. A read option. Here's Montgomery. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Fields over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. On 3rd down, they go Montgomery. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game is starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Fields leaving it with Montgomery here on the option. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. On 2nd and 9. Fields. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Wentz bringing the Commanders out for 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Wentz's throw taken in by Samuel. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Five yards remain on 2nd down. Here's a give to Gibson. Still a couple yards short of the 1st as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. Now Wentz. And that's complete. It's Sims. And he's going to have a Commander's 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. From the 22, Wentz. Thomas has got it. Complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
They'll run with Gibson. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a 1-score game. Call it a gain of 3. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. One more time with Gibson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here this 4th quarter.
The
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that pushes the lead up to 11. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. So now Fields and the Bears down by 11, just under 2 minutes to go. Now their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on first down. Now a first down throw, Fields.
Flushed out right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Looking to throw again on second down.
Fields. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
From the gun, here's Fields. He's got Mooney.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Now Fields.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. A huge play there for Chicago. 53 yards.
Fields.
And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute.
Back to throw. Fields.
And he's got it. So they try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. So still a little work to do here, but they got the much-needed conversion.
So they got that taken care of. Now you would assume onside kick in order to try and get the ball back again, in order to try and kick at least a tying field goal.
So still a small chance here with a little over 30 seconds to go, but they're definitely going to need this one to bounce their way.
And this will be recovered by Washington, and that should just about do it.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Gibson again.
And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter play. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Back to throw. Wentz. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
They'll go. It's Gibson.
And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain.
Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out.
And the Bears will get the football back. The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at their own 37.
Now Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.
So for the Commanders,
it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Chicago, the downward spiral continues.